So that's still over there's Lockheed Martin, Washington Canyon over there. And the pigs, I put that laser on our phones. They're putting it on our phone. The terahertz grounds to the battery. Ultrasound grounds to a battery. I suspect that terahertz grounds to the battery of your phone. And so they put terahertz on your head, and then the electricity grounds to the terahertz on your head that's come from the phone that the terahertz is made on. And then I'm connected to my dog to make a circuit through Lockheed Martin. And it's the FBI at the Colorado Terrorist Center, Information Analysis Center. And they got the lights on over there on their radar powered so they can get around using real radar on us. They're using terahertz powering that radar system over there, and they got different colored lights at night. You can see there's a white flashing light and a yellow and white flashing light, which I think brings inside the radar dome in there. I think it brings back the signal back to them. And then there's a blue and white flashing light, and I think that transmits the signal to me. And then I was working at my job, at a government job at my house, and I saw 2 mouse clicks on my computer. And then I called the attorney, and she said, well, it's illegal for another agency to be on another agency's computer. So I suspect it's probably the FBI. And so they did all the shit. They've been doing like this little crap with their harassing me. I got the Rumble. I got all the Myron May things going on in my house with them, and I know it's them, 100% sure. And so they're on our phones using this terahertz method. And then, so what happens at the house? They put terahertz at the house, and then it grounds to all the devices in your house, and then the ions are transmitted back to them because the electricity goes back to the terahertz, back to them. So they're reading all our devices at the house. They're on my computer. They're on all my TV. They're in between the TV and the remote. They're on the infrared light and the TV. They're on all the batteries, everything in the house. And so everything they can read goes back to the house, all the ions. And I think the colors, and then they either make like a grid of the house or something using software, and then they fill it in with these colors using the terahertz that goes to these colors. Certain colors of terahertz goes to these different frequencies. And then so that's how they're able to read inside our house. And then they're transmitting the voices using the same method, except they're using the auditory effect. And they're reading our minds using the opposite signal from the other dome that comes underneath the ground, and the other one through me. And it's 100% FBI. They're doing this shit worldwide. You look online, search for targeted individuals, and and they keep harassing me about different colors, like what color goes to what color, because there are color patterns that go faster. And then so supposedly there's some color pattern that can ground the terahertz, and they're like, some of us think that will work and others don't. And then there's like 7 voices, and then they're like, hey, you want your job back? Because they got me fired from my job because I wasn't able to work. And they're like, hey, you want your job back? I'm like, no, I don't want my fucking job back. Fuck you, you FBI piece of shit. Fuck off. And like, hey, you want your job back? And then they're like saying, oh yeah, we're with the FBI. We're not the FBI. And then they'll say we are the FBI. And then they'll say like, you want your job back? You want your job back? And then they're like, tell me about my background history and everything that I put on my FBI like background check and everything. And they're like, you lied on your background check. And I'm like, whatever. And like, and then I'm like, I think you're a fucking asshole. And then they're like, we think you're a fucking asshole. And I'm like, well, I think you're a fucking asshole. And then they go, well, we think you're a fucking asshole. And it keeps going back and forth, back and forth. So they got me on like some artificial intelligence that they're running at Shriver Space Force Base. And it's 100% the FBI. It's not like the cops I've done. I actually got a police report where the officer, I put a razor above my head and it vibrated it resonated with the terahertz coming down, and the officer recorded in the police report that a distortion was heard coming from the laser, and he said, "You definitely have a laser on your head." And you know, you didn't cite that in the police report though, and so the police over here in Jefferson County think that I have a mental issue, and every time I go talk to them, they try to take me to the mental institution. And so that's the other game they're trying to play. This government of ours is trying to pretend like nothing's going on. They filed a restraining order against me, and I got paperwork documenting their lies of what they're doing, saying we don't have a laser with different colors. And I'm like, I can clearly see it from my house. And she wrote it down on a paper, and I got it on paper, and she is a liar, and they are scumbags. The government is a bunch of scumbags. Again, once again, they're doing this worldwide. They are worldwide shitbags, and they just won't get out of my house and leave me the fuck alone. It's been going on for like 4 years, and crashed my cars. They actually tried to pick me up one time. I was sleeping in my couch, and I hear this weird noise coming from the fireplace, and I was just about fell asleep, and I guess they thought I was sleeping and they were going to sleepwalk me, and I feel my body rising, and they picked me up, and true story. And then I kind of got surprised. I was going to go with it and see what they're going to do, but yeah, but that's a true story. They took I was walking with my backpack, and they grabbed my paint. I had some paint I was kind of using to try to protect myself from. They grabbed a paint out of my backpack. They took my key and moved the key on the keychain. So when I went outside, the key fell off the keychain. I was looking for my key, and then my dog got hit by a car. Yeah, they run like this Air Force. It's basically like Air Force basic training. Because this started with the Air Force, and to punish cadets with in the military for using illegal drugs, and it's like try to sleep deprive you at night. So that's why I fell asleep on my car. Try to lock you up say they're going to take stuff out of your house so that you take it with you, and then they call the cops on you. They've called the cops on me like 16 times. I've been 20 years. I've never had any incidents with the cops. I've never had any accidents. And yeah, it's just been going on with these Lockheed Martin pieces of shit scumbags. These Lockheed Martin scumbags have outfitted that radar with the lights to specifically make it so they can get around, be detected by other agencies, and so they're complete scumbags, and the FBI is using it. And I know they got the computer up there with my picture on it, with my government ID, that they can make this terrorist laser go to certain objects, and so they have it go to my picture, and then my picture, they put infrared light on me, and then I think they're using the color temperature or something, and then it recognizes me and it goes to me, and that's what makes it so difficult to get rid of. But yeah, there's definitely 100% FBI, and I don't know if the regular FBI know about it at the regular facilities, but it's definitely a Space Force, Air Force program. It's Shriver Space Force Base specifically, and yeah, they're big time losers trying to get you in trouble with law enforcement all the day and everything the fuck else, because it's a piece of shit fucking loser job, and they just won't get the fuck away from me because they're losers. And Lockheed Martin, Space Force, FBI, and then I guess the CIA is the one that thought it was a great idea to put this thing together. So yeah, they're all a bunch of losers. Yep, and we all know it.